Welcome to Stone Hands, to the hands of stone. This time we shall dwell into the Viking Age Treasures. As I have mentioned before on this channel, there's strong evidence or even conclusion that Vikings were also Finno-Ugric peoples. Because the Gulf of Finland, it was guarded by the ancient bonfires. The tradition that we hold even today intact and alive. We lit bonfires by the coast in Estonia and in Finland, and that we can monitor the sea. And this old tradition has been going on for thousands of years, where this trade routes were guarded by the ancient Vikings, and the raiding parties always had to have a permission to pass a certain point because the coast was guarded and the maritime law. Yes, today's maritime law is based on the ancient Finnic maritime law. So the Vikings who came from Scandinavia, and most of the Scandinavia was Finnic also, they had to make agreements and treaties with the people living on the coasts of Gulf of Finland, and from there they went to those rivers, etc. And they went to the lands of Arabia and to the Byzantium, to the Eastern Rome. Many soldiers become the guardians of the Byzantine emperor, the Varanians, the Varang guard. And Vara means treasure, the richness. They were the treasure hunters, the treasure collectors who went from here to the south, and they made trading agreements, and they served as royal bodyguard for the emperor, because the warriors who came from the north, they were fierce and they were fearless. But a lot of trade came back to the north, and especially in the form of silver coins. In the times of the great Arab kingdoms from 800 AD to 1100, the trade of silver coins flourished, and a lot of silver was brought up to the north by the Vikings from their trading routes, as they brought fur to the south, and also amber and fur. The Venezia, for example, in Italy, derives its name from the people of Vene. Vene is a boat. People who came by the rivers downstreams with their boats and brought amber. There was great amber trade to the Venezia and back to the north, where they took the coins. And the islands over here, they were the melting pot of the Iron Age Europe. They were the melting pot of metals. They created a lot of swords and weaponry. And the trade of Europe actually centered into the north. And that's quite fascinating. And another thing that happened, that those people that used to live over here, those Finnic people, and they lived from the Scandinavia, from the North Germany to the Ural mountains. Those people usually wore their jewelry, and they were full of silver and other, the copper, etc. jewelry, and they were filled with riches, because the metals have a paramagnetic effect on our bodies. The metals help us to harness the cosmic energy. They make our bodies more durable to the sicknesses, to the maladies, to the illnesses. The metals help us to be in a better communion with the divine, because those Vikings, they were not worshipping a Christian religion, but they were in connection with the earth. They were the The religion was the earth, the Tara. They were the Tara believers, that everything in the nature is animate. Everything is alive. And so they harnessed the paramagnetic energies from the metals and of the nature being connected. And so they had this huge fierceness to them and qualities that the southern peoples had already forgotten by their religious beliefs and by their cultivation of large amounts of grains. Because people over here ate a little bit different food and they were more dependent on foraging and on the forests, on the mushrooms, on lentils actually, and also on the pine bark, etc. So it was different. It was a different culture, and those people were the forefathers of nowadays, blonde and blue-eyed people who now have spread all around the world, even to the Americas, etc. So the Vikings were mostly Finnic, and they held a huge wealth during the Iron Age. But before that, there was more benevolent civilization, a civilization that did not go to war that often, that held peace, because the Romans tried to come over here. They tried to conquer the north, but they never succeeded, because people were more peace-loving, but they were even more fierce and strong if they were attacked. The depiction on the books of ringing settlers of Russia, their Anastasia tells how the Romans attacked the Vedic civilization and how they lost suddenly and with ease. How those representatives of Vedic civilization had 2 swords and no armor, no arrows could hit them, and they were able to disarm the Roman legions just with the easy blows with their swords, never killing anyone but just injuring them so they could not wear a weapon anymore. So here lay an ancient Vedic civilization which spread eventually from the West Europe to the East Europe, from the Urals to the Atlantic Ocean. So I wish you all the best.